My STEEZ, what's going on? Yes, Lord. Bring you round 6 tips. After this round, we'll be a quarter of the way through the season, man. It goes by fast. I think we've seen a lot. We may know who's who. So let's just get into it. First game of the round, we got Brisbane versus Collingwood. And this is maybe the game of the round, man, potentially, man. It's definitely two of the top teams in the competition. Both teams in great form, both on win streaks. That being said, splitting hairs here with this pick, I think, and I think I'm gonna go Brisbane, man, just because they're at home. There's not really much to pick. I think they're on great form, coming back from a 30-plus point comeback against the Dogs last week. Although the Pies are flying and playing great, just back the form and back the comeback ability of Brisbane this game. Second game of the round, we got North Melbourne and Carlton. And I don't think this game will be as easy as some people might make it out to be, given that North pushed Gold Coast pretty tough last week. Carlton has been struggling. It's no secret. Everybody knows that. Also, to take into account that Carlton got the first win last week against West Coast, which isn't really saying much. I think that's just what they had to do. But I'm backing the Blues to have some confidence coming back from the game that they played last week. North Melbourne also has George Wardlaw coming back. We all know, if you're familiar with his game, he gives it a crack every week. I have to go to Blues just because it's the Blues, but I'm not very confident in this tip. I definitely think that this is a gettable game for North Melbourne, the Kangaroos. So hopefully I'm right, man, because North gives it a crack, man. If they play their best game, they can give Blues problems. Third game of the round, we have West Coast versus Essendon. And I think Essendon should win this game comfortably. I don't think they're the best side, but they are decent. They also have Will Setterfield coming back for his second game of the year so far, and he's just a big body defensive midfielder who changes the dynamic of that midfield. West Coast just doesn't know how to run a game out yet. They really know how to play a quarter and a half or so, to be generous. So I think it's an easy tip at Essendon here. Next game, we have the Crows versus the Giants. And this could be game of the round as well, if it lives up to the hype, given how dangerous Adelaide is in attacking. They're coming off a loss. This is two losses in a row that they've had on the season. So they're looking to bounce back, but I don't think this is a great week to try and bounce back against GWS, just considering how complete they are as a squad. Jesse Hogan, I think, will give them fits down there, whereas I think GWS is more suited down back with Buckley and Himmelberg and Sam Taylor to deal with that potent forward line that Adelaide has. So I'm going to tip GWS this game, even though it's at Adelaide Oval. We've seen Adelaide doesn't win at Adelaide Oval during gather round. If you don't win in gather round, why would I expect you to win this game? So Gold Coast versus Richmond is the next game, and I think this is an easy tip for Gold Coast. Gold Coast is just really complete as well. They're playing great footy. Their ball movement has been well. Their midfield is dangerous. Their forwards been showing up. And Collins been holding it down back. I don't think Richmond is a consistent enough team. I don't think they play enough of a full game to really test Gold Coast as much as we would like. So I'm about to go ahead and tip Gold Coast on this one. Port versus Sydney. This could be a good game, but I don't think Sydney is really... I don't think Sydney's going to be up to the challenge to Port. If Port plays the way they did last week against the Hawks I think are a better team than Sydney. Port were at home, which is a little bit different than being out there in the SCG, but I think Port is finding their bearings a little bit. They're getting the ball rolling. But Zach Butters does look good. When he's in the midfield, he makes Connor Rozee look better. Mitch Georgiadis has been great up forward, and I think they have the key positions down back to really hold Sydney. I don't think Sydney has great forwards. They're really kind of struggling in that area, I think. So I think Port will win this one. But although I could be wrong on this tip, Sydney can make me eat my words, but I think I'll back Port. Bulldogs versus Saints. This is the game the Bulldogs all been waiting for the captain to skip off. Marcus Montepelli to come back. Although I think the Saints, I think this could be a pretty good game. Saints have been playing with great pressure. They ran into a brick wall with GWS last week. They're one of the best teams in the comp, so it'll be interesting to see if the Saints can bounce back from that loss and continue to play the way they've been playing in the early portion of the year versus the Bulldogs, who always give it a crack as well. But I think they'll just be a little bit more confident, having a skipper by their side. Liberatore been having a great year so far. Sam Darcy's been great. And I think the Bulldogs will probably get this one, man. If not, I'll kind of be surprised. But no slight to the Saints. I just think the Bulldogs will just rally around their skipper this game. And to round out the week, we have Geelong versus the Hawks. A rivalry. I think this will be a good one. I think this game could go either way. But I think, I really don't know, man. I really don't know. I think I'm going to have to go to Hawks just considering how he's just been playing all year, man. Played Port. Port had something to prove. They've been getting doubted all year. And rightly so. But I think the Hawks, if they don't feel that loss of Will Day in the midfield too much, they should be able to hold it down and win this game. It's at MCG. It's not a GMHBA, so that home ground advantage that Geelong has, they don't really have that right now going against the Hawks. So it'll be very interesting to see how this game turns out. It could go either way as well. I think Bailey Smith has been great in the midfield, and Max Holmes and Tom Atkins, and they will put up a good fight. I'll say that. Jezza actually been having some great form as well. So I don't know. Maybe I'm talking myself into a Geelong tip, but I can't switch up. I'm gonna just stick with the Hawks, man. So let me know in the comments whether you agree, disagree, who you got in tips this week. If there's some points that I didn't bring up that you guys might see might affect the game. And check out the videos that we got coming out this week. Yeah, that's it, man. Yes, sir.